Hey guys, I'm Professor Spikeston and I'm here today to talk to you about how to get scholarship money through Phi Theta Kappa. You may have heard that we have quite a few scholarships. In fact, we give out like millions of dollars all the time. But here's the deal. You need to be setting yourself up from your very first semester that you join North Central Texas College, setting yourself up for these scholarships. Many students wait until it's too late and then they're not competitive for these scholarships because they haven't taken the time necessary to become competitive for them. So today I'm going to talk to you about the importance of community service as it relates to your scholarship goals. So why listen to me? Right? I'm a speech professor here, and I've also taught both philosophy and government. I've been doing scholarship work and community service for a long time. When I was a student myself in high school, I earned myself 2 full-ride scholarships to different universities, partially due to the fact that I was deeply involved in a number of service organizations. Service became a way of life. It wasn't just something that I did to get money. And that became recognized by those service organizations. I was able to graduate my undergraduate degree completely debt-free, which is a huge blessing. Essentially, the way that scholarships and community service work together is that when you bless others through community service, usually, but not always, you get blessed in return. So I've also been a peer career counselor and a Phi Theta Kappa advisor for a number of years now, and I've watched people apply for scholarships and then watched who was competitive and who wasn't competitive and who got them. I've helped students develop meaningful activities and life-enriching activities and experiences that have helped propel them to the top scholarships, like the Jack Kent Cooke Scholarship, which is $40,000 a year, plus assistance into your master's degree. It is literally a life-changing scholarship. Now, while some scholarships are based on merit, many Phi Theta Kappa scholarships are also awarded to students who have been or made life-changing improvements in the lives of others. So if you want to be a life changer, if you want to be able to make a difference in the lives of others, oftentimes you are setting yourself up as well to have life-changing scholarship opportunities. So I have a big question to ask you that I'm pretty sure I already have the answer to. Do you want scholarship money? The answer is probably yes if you're watching this video. So if I have another question to ask you in this regard, if you want scholarship money, are you making community development a part of your monthly life, your weekly life, your daily life? If not, you need to start reevaluating the way that you are spending your time and managing that time. If you aren't, I can guarantee you it's going to be harder to get those scholarships, to be competitive for those scholarships, because merit isn't enough when it comes to Phi Theta Kappa scholarships. All of you are smart. You have to be smart in order to get into Phi Theta Kappa. You have to be good at managing your grades, your academic life. But how are you managing your public life, your community life, your presence within the very place in which you live? The vast majority of Phi Theta Kappa scholarships have minimum merit requirements, but there's also service components. You should be making service a normal part of your everyday life simply because you benefit from living in that community. You shouldn't be doing it simply because there's potential scholarship money attached. You should be doing it because you might one day be in need of a supportive community, and it's your duty as a citizen, resident, whatever you are, to be giving back to the people that help support and benefit you. So give back. There are a couple don'ts of service work and a couple do's, so let's go through the don'ts first. The first is don't be a flake. Scholarship committees want commitment. They don't want this scattershot approach. Oftentimes what we see is students have said, well, I did 2 hours here, and I did 3 hours here, and I did 2 hours at this other organization that did an hour here, and there's no cohesiveness to it. There's no long-term thesis as to why you are doing these events, and they're with random organizations. It doesn't seem like this person had a very planned out approach to giving back to their community. So make sure that you're not just being scattershot and doing this here, this here, this here, that you're making a deep impact rather than a shallow impact. The next don't of service work is don't do service work just to do service work. Your intent matters. Again, if you are doing it only for the scholarships, you're checking in, you're checking out, it's going to become very obvious to your scholarship committee that this isn't a part of your normal everyday life. A lot of you did community service in high school and haven't done community service since. You need to get back into that habit. Many of you were told, do community service. It'll make you more competitive to get into college and get scholarships. And then once you're in college, you just stop. That's not okay. We need to make service a normal everyday part of our lives. And I know we get busy, but you can carve out time. There are organizations that can use your time between 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. doing social media marketing for them. We can find service organizations. Come chat with me. We can find service organizations that fit with your skills, your career, and what matters to you in terms of your community. You also don't want to run around and do a bunch of community service activities that are not in line with your vision in life. We're not saying you need to donate your time to organizations that you don't 100% back or have similar values to. We don't want you to just push papers around or get coffee for people. We want you to actually make a real impact, which kind of leads us into our do's of community service work. So the first thing is, do make a meaningful contribution to the community. Ask yourself, what impact are you making on the community, and what are you leaving behind when you leave that organization? You should be tracking numbers, facts, and figures just like we do for resumes. You need to be tracking that impact on the community. From the committee's perspective, when they're reviewing all of the applications, you could say, I ran a food drive. Okay, well, 5 other people ran food drives too. How do you distinguish yourself? Perhaps you ran a food drive that helped benefit 300 kids for 1 full month through a backpack program. That gives them an idea of the scope of your project. You need to make sure that you are tracking those numbers, facts, and figures in terms of scope so that you can really show the committee how deeply you were involved, as well as how important of a project you had. So maybe it's not necessarily how many people you helped, because mentoring just a single student can make a huge impact in their life. Maybe you need to be talking about and justifying within your service explanation why you're doing what you're doing. What are the poverty numbers in your area? Are you in the poorest county in the state? Are these students more likely to be at risk? Hence, you need a buddy program, a mentorship program. Whatever it is, you need to be able to justify the need as well as the scope of the project that you did. The next thing that I say is, do develop personal relationships with people that you volunteer with and the people that you are helping. First, you can enrich their lives in the process. It's really important to be making that community impact, but it's also good for your own personal development. It gives you great stories to talk about in your scholarship applications. It's pretty clear who checked in and checked out and who really actually developed a meaningful relationship with the organization and the people that they serve. We want things to talk about. We want stories to talk about in our scholarship application, and we want to see how you grew as a person through that service work. So do make headway into your degree field. If you're going into the medical field, pioneer a new organization or a day-long service project that's related to your degree field, but on campus in your local community or at a school, an elementary school, whatever it may be. So for example, if you are going to the medical field and there's already a pre-existing blood drive, don't go do your own blood drive. Build and add and enhance to the current blood drive organization that's already in your community. But if there is no blood drive, see if you can coordinate one. Do a day-long event. Maybe it is a blood pressure awareness event, right? And be offering free blood pressure checks on an event on campus. Track the number of people that are involved, the number of people that got checked that day. You can do lots of things within your degree field. And if you need ideas, come chat with me and we can sit down one-on-one and I can help you create a plan of attack for where you should be engaging in terms of service work, what new opportunities you can be creating at the same time. Maybe it's creating a new club and then actually doing work. A lot of us in high school joined organizations, got a leadership title, and then did nothing. That becomes really clear when you start talking about what you actually did in those organizations or really what you didn't do. So do continually seek out opportunities for improvement. And if you want to stay kind of on top of things, you want to ask questions or get ideas, you can join our Community Service Remind program. If you text to the number 81010 with the message, the @ serve PPL, serve people, you can catch me during office hours. You can catch me on the Gainesville and Corinth campuses. But if you sign up for this Remind, you can access at any time. When I find a service opportunity, I will send it out. And if it fits within your life thesis, your philosophy on life and service, great. Go for it. You'll get all the information necessary, and you can message me back and ask additional questions. If it doesn't fit with your current philosophy of life and service, Fine, wait for the next one. But you need to be continually seeking out opportunities. How can I make a difference? Where's there a problem? And how can I fit in to be a part of that solution? If you have questions on Phi Theta Kappa scholarships, on how you can make service a daily part of your life and not just something you do to get money, come chat with me. Message me through Remind. Do what you need to do. But let's start getting you prepped for those big scholarships and start making real differences in the lives of people around you. Bye, y'all.